Welcome everyone, welcome. My name is David Pinto. They also call me Tips with Dave, and most probably you're watching this on my page. So I just want to check for a second if this live is working, but I have a really special guest on which I'm going to bring on in a second. So we're going to see who it is. But if you've read the description of this live, you definitely know already who our special guest is. I want to be doing more interviews quite a bit. To just talk about what I'm doing and how things are going in various businesses. But today is all about cryptocurrency. Today is specifically all about cryptocurrency. So I can see that we are live, and I just want to share this as well on my main profile so that you guys can hop on also from there. And we're testing out the software, guys. So let us know. Give us some hearts and love if you like what you're going to see in this video. Okay, so just give me a second, and let's share it there on my timeline. Great. And let me introduce you guys. This is the co-founder of one of the income streams that I personally have in my portfolio, and I enjoy doing the things that we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's bring him on, Justin Clark, and he should be on right now. Let me just check if everything's running. It should be fine. But Justin, welcome.
Hey, how are you doing, David? I just shared that to my timeline as well. And let me go ahead and share that into our group so everybody can check it out in real time.
Anyway, guys, this is going to be just a conversation. I wanted to meet with, talk to Justin a little bit more because I think we have a product and a system and the tools that are so underrated right now in the market. So it's really important that we get the word out there. So yeah, going to share a little bit more.
Yeah, I like to say we're kind of like the best kept secret right now in cryptocurrency and also in network marketing. I mean, I think we're poised to have an explosive 2019 in a lot of ways right now.
So give you guys a little bit of a history. I joined with Justin. I did know Justin when I joined this company a year and a half ago, almost. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a year and a half. Yeah. And it's been a great journey. It's been a great ride that we've been on, and it's really something that has made me addicted to what we're going to be talking about today. And Justin, if you don't mind me asking a little bit of the history of iCoinPro, how exactly all of this came about in the crypto space?
Well, it was originally the idea behind iCoinPro was started by Paul D'Souza, who's our CEO. And he had the idea of doing kind of like a cryptocurrency e-zine, or like, an electronic magazine, basically. And just to keep people up to date, keep people filled in on what's happening in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, because he found that most people had absolutely no idea what was going on, how to get started. You go to YouTube and you start searching and you just get totally lost, or you search online. And last year when we were in the bull run, everybody was an expert, right? So like everybody had a You're still here? That was interesting. It flipped over or something like that. Anyway,
we should be live. Sorry guys, I got a call. It's connected to my phone, so it happens. We had glitches.
Oh, okay.
We're back.
We're still live.
Yeah, we're still live.
Awesome. So backing up there, I don't know where we got cut off, but a lot of people, when they get into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, they start to search, online. They start searching YouTube. They start searching Google, and they're looking for information on how to get started, what coins they should buy, what they should do, all that sort of stuff. And it's confusing. Like I was saying, last year, everybody was an expert. It was very easy last year. We were in an extreme bull run. So that was an easy year. But iCoinPro got started because there was just no simple, systematized way to bring a person into the world of cryptocurrency, teach them all the basics, so they knew how to get coins and send coins and do everything that you need to do with cryptocurrency. And we wanted to put together a bite-sized modular system where you could go step by step by step from knowing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't know why, because everything seems fine. I haven't touched anything. My hands are
Okay, cool. Anyway, so that was kind of the impetus of why we started iCoinPro. And then at the same time as we were kind of starting up the company back in April of 2017, I started to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I got interested in that. And the reason I got interested in that, even though it was a fantastic bull run last year, bull run, meaning for those who don't know, just everything was going up. It was very easy. There was a lot of hope in the marketplace. So the prices were just rising unbelievably, astronomically. So, but I had in the back of my mind, David, as well, okay, this is cool, right? But this isn't going to last forever, and what are we going to do after this bull run is over? How are we going to keep making money on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, even when the overall prices might be trending downward rather than just straight up and vertical? And as a student of iCoinPro, you immediately know like how, wow, we really cracked that egg. We figured out ways that you can actually make money, whether Bitcoin is going up, whether it's going down, whether it's going just straight across. There are so many different potential trades all the time in these markets, that you can actually do that. So that was kind of where we started. And then it was an evolution from there, David, of one really amazing happy accident, coincidence, kismet, I don't know what you want to call it. It just all sort of unfolded so beautifully from finding our lead programmer to develop the technologies that we have, through creating the technologies. That entire process was amazing. When we released our first actual software tool, Trade Finder, I think you remember when we did that after the event in October. All these different things were just a step-by-step progression. And then we've just continued to improve and improve upon our technologies. We have stuff that nobody else has. When people are into trading, actually get shown what we've created, they are blown away. They're like, I had absolutely no idea that this existed. And I can't believe I've been trying to do this and trade and navigate these waters without these tools. Like, it's that overwhelming to some people. So so coming up to present time, I call it, it's our field of dreams scenario. We've just been, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. We have just been working on getting better and better, becoming more and more awesome. And now we're at a point where I feel like we have a fully fleshed out trading system, fully fleshed out technologies. The value that we bring potentially to the marketplace is just, you can't even put a price tag on it.
In fact, I would have been handicapped right now in this market if I didn't have the tools, which I'm definitely sure we're going to get into a little bit more specifics on, what the tools do and how they can help us. But there's something that came to my attention. In fact, Renee is also talking about on just, added a comment right now on the live that she really likes about how you're talking about the history and stuff like that. But there's a fundamental, and I think this is something that not many people are talking about. But you mentioned that last year you would find statuses all over Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is, about Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And there are people who are complaining now, why did I purchase Bitcoin when it was 20,000? And it's a crazy phenomenon that happens because of the volatility. But I think there's a great distinction between last year and this year, and maybe you could touch a little bit on how specifically iCoinPro has helped us from last year benefit, and this year, no matter what it is, we're still benefiting, because ultimately it has a link and there is a difference. And I think behind the scenes, a lot of people who look at the news or are up to date with things. Myself personally, I work in the travel industry. And the amount of change that's happening in terms of blockchain in the travel industry as well is all influencing the current state that we're in. So there's a lot of legitimacy that's going on this year, which I don't think enough of people are talking. They only talk about the price, and
Mhm.
forget about what's actually happening in the background, which is a whole transfer of wealth, I would say, at the end of the day. But maybe you have a better way of putting it than me.
Well, it is funny, and that's actually that's very poignant what you just shared. That people focus on the price; they're not focusing on the underlying fundamentals right now, blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and everything that's happening. And it's wild. I was watching a video earlier where the gentleman was talking about all of these big financial people saying Bitcoin's going to zero, blah blah blah, and then when the head of J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, goes out and says, Bitcoin's a scam, and then you find out that they go and buy a ton of Bitcoin when the price
Yeah.
dips. You know what I'm saying? And you find out these different things, and they're saying, "Oh, this is no good," and then they're building an entire cryptocurrency trading desk. That bank, you know what I'm saying? And it's like
Mhm.
this whole thing where they're just. This is a very typical institutional play. Is they beat the price down unbelievably low, create a ton of fear, a ton of panic in the marketplace. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. I should probably give a disclaimer here. In fact, actually, this would be a great point because I want to be able to
Yeah.
talk freely here on this interview. But let me go ahead and give our standard disclaimer. Hold on one second. David, you have to do your song and dance routine. Anyway,
So, guys, there's a reason why we're giving this disclaimer as well. We don't want to give you any false promises or false hopes. I mean, at the end of the day, we are talking about something that is practically in our day-to-day life. So,
absolutely. And here's our disclaimer. iCoinPro Trade Finder, and its trainers provide an informational service only and are not responsible for any investments made applying this information. The results described are not typical and are not guarantees of future income. Any investment contains risk and is 100% the responsibility of the investor to assess the risk rewards involved. It is possible to lose some or all of your investment. We assume no liability assumed or implied for your application of the information shared from the training program. So, with that said, yeah, there's a lot of interesting things where, people are saying one thing, but their financial institutions are doing something totally different, right? And there are so many huge businesses that are getting involved in not just blockchain, but actually directly in cryptocurrency. And the future is extremely bright in spite of the price point. But the old saying, David, be greedy when people are fearful and be fearful when people are greedy. And when you understand that one principle, you will understand what good trading is all about. And even beyond that, what's really cool is, all right, one, I can't wait for the next bull run because it will come again. Every market goes through cycles. We will be prepared beyond. I mean, we are going to be so extremely ready for this next bull run. We are going to kill it. And David, you know what I'm talking about. It's going to be extremely exciting because it's cool to see that we've actually been able to have people trade with the system all the way through the bull run of 2017 and all the way through the bear market of 2018 and still consistently post profits on a daily basis and still consistently be able to nick those micro profits and then compound them, all right, over time. And we teach all of these different strategies on exactly what you want to do, how you do it, when to push for more in a trade, when to be extremely cautious in a trade. All of these different things we have in our training and in our tools, and it just works. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about it. It's been proven through the best of markets and the worst of markets. And people are still doing extremely, extremely well. So that's very gratifying for me to see because I like to help people. That's kind of my, what gets me out of bed every day is trying to help people out, make somebody's life better. And we've been able to really impact people's lives. I mean, we've had people who've gone full time as crypto day traders, from all around the world. We've had people who've been able to make, car payments, different, just do different things to make their lives a little bit easier, all through cryptocurrency trading,
yeah.
using a simple system.
But I mean, what is the main difference you would say in terms of the product that we have in iCoin Pro? And maybe I'm biased about this, but I had, and you know the story of mine. I've shared it multiple times. I stayed away from any kind of trading for the longest time,
Mhm.
because I was just afraid to look at charts. I was afraid to actually dive into it because I thought that it would take too much of my time. Well, I was really wrong about that. I
Yeah.
was extremely wrong about that. But at the same time, I mean, I know that there are courses out there that people have and sell and stuff like that. But I would say, what would be, in your opinion, definitely the core difference from from what you think is iCoin Pro also, and maybe we can get into the tools at this point of time on
Yeah.
how it helps us.
Well, I think that's one of the things that differentiates us is the tools that we have, because we actually have technologies that have value. It's really interesting creating tools in the cryptocurrency space. It's a little bit of a wild west right now. A lot of
Hmm.
the documentation that comes from the different exchanges and stuff like that, they're not very clear. A lot of the stuff we've had to do was by trial and error, and that's why you don't see an abundance of tools in this arena yet. So we are really kind of first to market with something extremely unique. All right. Um, we're a ground floor opportunity. You remember when everybody used to say that? We are
Yeah.
ground floor, man. We are like, dude, the floor, we're not even in it. We are like down like 20 levels underneath, bedrock right now in cryptocurrency. That's where we really are. I mean, but I remember when we first developed the system, and I believe you'll probably remember this too, David, when we didn't have our trade finder. Trade Finder is awesome. It crawls the exchanges. Exchanges are where you're buying and selling coins. So it crawls those exchanges 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We crawl over 350 different coins, and we're looking for potential trade opportunities. So, this program just runs and runs and runs and runs. It spits out trade after trade after trade after potential trade, I should say, after potential trade after
Yeah.
potential trade. And it makes it so easy. In fact, you can actually just leave it, like, sit there, say you're working at your desk, you can leave Trade Finder just running, and it will pop up little trades in the top, right corner of your screen. And we'll say, like, okay, there's a potential trade on this coin, and you can click it and go over, check out the trade. Hey, I like that trade. Enter your trade, hit your sell order, boom, and then you go back to work. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it so easy. But I remember, and you remember too, when we didn't have Trade Finder, yeah, it was. You'd have to sit there and look through a bunch of different charts. You'd have to hope in that 15 minutes where you had some time to actively trade that maybe you found something on one of the charts, almost kind of luck by luck. Um,
Yeah.
so it was a lot more difficult, but that didn't even stop the people trading. In fact, Lee Tupatala, she talks about how in 9 months she 100x her balance trading with the system. And that was largely before we even had Trade Finder. We have Becky Gaskell too, who's another one, just
Yeah.
absolutely crushed it. So it was completely possible. But once Trade Finder came out, it became so much easier, and it became something that really put this trading system within reach of the average person. It'll even push a notification on most Android phones as well. So, it makes it so simple. So wherever you are, you can sit down, you plug into Trade Finder. It pushes out the potential trades. You can go check them out. If you like them, take them. If you don't take them, and what to do from the training.
We should actually make some memes that, instead of showing that people are looking at their phones for the price of Bitcoin, we're looking at Trade Finder. That would be.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that's where the money is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not, and that's the thing about, our system in trading. We don't rely on the market to make us money. We can make money in any market. Okay. And there are always trades. I don't care what Bitcoin is doing, whether it's going up, down, sideways, or in loop-de-loops. There are always trades to be made, always profitable trades to be made. And what's cool is too, and many people, maybe they don't know this, but you can trade in and out in just basically US dollars on most of these exchanges. So, you don't have to hold Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going down, you can just stay in US dollars. So if you go and you make a trade and you make $50 on the trade, you get to keep your $50. We have plenty of people who just trade in that. In fact, we advise it when the market is bearish to stay in US dollars and trade in and out. So Yep. No, it's cool, and I'm happy that our guys have a great overview of the whole market. We even have tools which help you determine kind of general potential trends for what's going on, and some of those trades can be amazing that you can get into.
Yeah.
Catch them down at the bottom, and then they ride up and go up 50, 100%. That's a good day at the office.
Yeah, in general, like I think there are around 200,000 people who are looking for a new solution because of frustration at work or whatever, just to find income opportunities.
Yes.
And I always touch upon this point because I think it's really important to see that I mean, even in a network marketing kind of situation, we are not. First of all, we have a product,
Yeah.
actual digital product that works, and the tools that work. Secondly, if I'm not mistaken, there's so much of added value that you get that is phenomenal to see how you can. And if I'm not mistaken, and let me say this to all of the viewers also who are watching this, if you're watching this on replay, we are not talking about getting large profits. We're talking about micro profits. Those are just skimming off whatever profit you can make. So if you focus hard enough, which is how, and we make it really easy for you. Honestly, I can tell you that I would be handicapped right now without the tools that I have in iCoinPro. And I'm not a professional trader. I'm not a full-time trader. I'm a part-time trader. And I trade in the morning, I trade in the evening, and that's about it. But it limits it definitely gives me a good time frame where I can sit and actually look at the market and see what I want to trade. But I'm focusing on those micro profits. And there are so many people who come up, and maybe Justin, for sure, you have had this experience, that they come up to you and they say, hey, but you can make a 40% trade here, and we can make this here and do that here. But I just shut them down, not because of anything else, because I know that I'd rather sit on those micro profits and go away smiling than being in a financially difficult situation at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I think that that's something that a lot of people have a difficulty getting the mindset around, because they want to make the money, but they forget about that you don't need to do a lot to still do this.
No, it's like Einstein's quote about compound interest being the eighth wonder of the world. That's basically what we do. We do compound returns. So you make a small profit, sometimes 0.5%, 1%, 2%. And then you take that amount that now you've grown, you started with this much, you made that small profit, so it became a little bit bigger, and then you put that into the next trade. And then now you're trading with that, and when you make that 1%, it's a little bit more than it was before. And then you put that back in, and then it becomes bigger and bigger. And what happens over time is it compounds tremendously. And that's one of the beauties of the system. But not only are you compounding and creating those awesome returns that way, you're also minimizing your risk, because you are limiting your exposure to the marketplace and some of the wild stuff that can happen. I think when people start out, and I've talked about this in our training, people, when they're new traders, they focus on how much they can gain, how much they can make, the huge things that they missed and whatever. And good trading is about focusing on what you can potentially lose. Okay. And finding ways to keep yourself averse to potential risk. Okay. And that's kind of what we do. But we have two different trades that we train people on. I always say, if two is too many, just follow one, which is
yeah.
Okay. And that trade in particular is the win rate. If you do that trade the right way, the win rate is extremely high, especially with our the resistance levels module we just released. It makes it so, ridiculously simple to win on those trades. So again, that's one of the key things. Yeah, you can see that, and it's one of the first principles I talk about. Don't be greedy. Once you make a trade, if you make profit, take it and run. Don't even look back at the coin. Don't even look back at what you traded on. All right. But with that said, there are times when you can ride certain trades for more. And I've had trades that I've ridden up 100%, doubled the money I had in it in one trade. It took a couple days, but it was on trend. Yeah. Everything was looking exactly the way I wanted it to be. and it rocked. And I picked up the coin right at the, the bottom and rode it to the top and then got out. So we teach you how to do all of that. The day trading though is, quick in and out profits. But then there's also times when you're going to hit kind of multi-day trades, and that's in our 5 up, 5 down module. How to do that and how to properly trade those and manage your risk and all that sort of good stuff.
Well, I'm gonna bring it down to actually thinking about this, and this is what stunned me in the beginning when I just joined, because I primarily looked at iCoinPro, and most probably this is a testimonial for you guys, but in general, I looked at iCoinPro because of the education. I was tired, and maybe there are a lot of people out there. And in fact, if you guys have feel this way sometimes, that we're in an age where there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of knowledge that we can find. There's a lot of content that we can consume on YouTube, on wherever, right, on the internet. And at times it really gets overwhelming to consume all of this information. And sometimes we're not even scratching the surface. So for me, the education side of it was a big deal, and I wanted to focus only on that. But when I got into the trading, it really was a game changer, to be honest. And I don't know whether it's just the product in itself, but the price of this product, guys, it's crazy that I'm laughing, because I think that if you're starting a business, or if you want to actually get a specific tool, I want you to look around your house and actually see what your bills are and how much are you paying for things, and see if you can incorporate one other bill which can potentially give you money on two fronts. Okay, and I'm saying it this way is because a lot of people think, oh man, it's another expense, it's another expense. But look at the unnecessary expenses that you have in your life at the moment. And this is how I personally have the mindset in any kind of product that I'm going to. And iCoinPro the same. I was thinking about it the wrong way in the beginning, and then I said, no, David, I need to jump in right now. It was in pre-launch. I knew what was coming. Because I didn't know that Justin was going to teach it, so it was the special trainer at that point of time. We had no idea what was coming, but definitely we knew that the value that was being added was much more. And this is something that that has definitely changed for me. So I don't know, Justin, if you want to mention the price or something like that in this video, then we can definitely do it. But
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's $99.95 per month is the price to have access to everything. It's a flat fee.
Drum roll.
Yeah, you don't have any. There's no upgrades on the back end or anything like that. So everything that in fact, there's videos that will show you exactly what we have back there. All of it's available to you for that flat fee. The other thing too that we haven't even really touched on is the community, David. I mean, we have an amazing community. We have a group on Facebook where everybody's in there cheering each other on, sharing their results. We have a private paid member only forum, which I feel like is worth the price of admission alone, because you're in with other people who are into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrency. They're always, researching, finding different things. And so they're sharing those things, in that group, and you can get any of your questions answered, any help you need, anything like that, you can find there. In that private members forum. But we really have a family, in iCoinPro. We have people who've been with us since the beginning and have been trading, successfully we've been around for 1.5 years now. And it's just amazing to me and very humbling for me to see everybody using this system, which I helped create, to have success and really being able to truly impact people's lives. That's always been a dream of mine, working online, working in network marketing. I always wanted to do something that actually really made sense for a lot of people. Like you were saying, I mean, it's cool how we have two different ways that we can impact a person's life. They can go out and they can just use the product to make money on demand through trading. They'll find it's extremely user-friendly, extremely simple, and truly works. And then the second way is by referring others to the program. We have a really extremely rewarding referral program which we actually kind of retooled and rebooted here just recently in October. And it is, I mean, I'll tell you, in 2019, we are just going to explode with everything that we've put together. So I invite, everybody to become part of the movement, become part of the team. And you're going to get a life skill that you can use for the rest of your life, like having a money tree basically in your backyard. Okay. And you can go out there, and when you want to make some money, you can sit down at your computer and do it using these tools. And it's really, really empowering to people. But it's so cool to see single moms and stay-at-home moms and entrepreneurs like yourself and Rob Fraser and all these different people who they just, man, like once you get it, it's like a bug. It's addictive and it's fun and it's like something you want to do because it really empowers you to take control of your financial future. And that's one thing too. I'll say is like, man, most people are just Dave. They're just working till they die, and that is the future. And I firmly believe iCoinPro is like the best shot for most people to have a chance to become financially free through the trading and through the referrals. I think we have the best of both worlds. I don't think there's anything like it that's existed. I don't know that there will be anything similar to it in the future. So if you're watching this video, you're really at the right place at the right time. Take the plunge, get involved, hit me up, hit David up. I'm more than happy to answer questions, and we're an open book over here. We want people to ask questions, and we want to show them around because we're extremely proud of what we've created here.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I do have a job, guys, and I still, like I said, my mindset is how can I pay for iCoinPro every single month? But at the same time, in the beginning, you might be thinking about that, right? But ultimately, it'll get to a point, especially if you're just sharing it with people, naturally, it's going to get to a point where it pays for itself, and that's the beauty of it. That's something that you have two ways of doing, growing so much. And personally, I don't see it difficult for anybody to get started. I know that a lot of people sometimes procrastinate, and we're human beings, guys. It happens. We want to watch, we want to be secure, and the only way I think for us to be secure is to take action on things. So it's up to you whether you're going to wait a year before you get started. We've already been almost 2 years working. I don't think that there's been any complaints in the last 2 years from anybody, for that matter. It's only gotten better and better and better. So we're in let's say the underground of cryptocurrency. No one really knows about what's going on, but at the same time, we're 2 years in it, and no complaints. So it's up to you, honestly. And I want to really thank Justin who shared a lot of nuggets. So watch this video now. Maybe if you're watching this live, rewatch it again on replay, because I'm sure that you're going to learn a lot. And for those in our community, I've stayed up till 3 a.m. to be with these guys. You will not find owners, co-founders of the company so accessible as these guys. So from a membership perspective, I'm nobody special in the company. I'm an affiliate. I'm a person who's exactly like you, working the system and doing the daily things. I'm not getting any special treatment, but they're accessible. And for me, that is the biggest thing. If I've had a problem, Justin's always been there. Paul has always been there. And the leaders have always been there. So honestly, in terms of the community, if I can stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning waiting to be on a webinar with them, it means something. So that's
David. We're going to try and schedule them earlier too for you. You and Paul. Woo.
I mean, it's we do what we have to do, right? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, less than 6 months after, and this is something, maybe it's the last comment that I'm going to say in terms of giving more appreciation to two people who need it much more than anything, in my opinion, have created such an awesome product for us. Less than 6 months after, or 6 months after we actually launched, we had an event in Vegas, and that shows that you don't need to wait a year to gather a community and actually feel the progress that we're going ahead. So we're literally like a family, and I don't think that there's anybody out there in iCoinPro who doesn't feel like that. But I may be wrong, so I'm not gonna say that everyone does. But we do feel like a family. So if you need anything, reach out to anybody. If somebody's sharing this video with you, definitely get back to them. We want the person who shared this video to get the recognition that they need also, because they are taking effort to share and widen the scope of iCoinPro. We have a goal. We're going to reach, if I'm not mistaken, 1 million members. Is that right, Justin?
That's our goal. Yes.
That's our goal, and we're heading in the right direction, guys. Thank you, Justin. I don't know if you have any last words.
No, just again, if anybody has any questions, get in the Facebook group. That's one of the things. David can add you into the group. You can ask questions in there. You can see people's results. And the last thing is, if you don't think you can do it, I can assure you, you can. We have made it so simple. We have taken people who are total noobs to Bitcoin, cryptocurrency trading, and within no time, they're up and running and trading successfully. Kelly is a new member.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even get into online banking till about a year ago. And now she is posting profitable trades consistently in our group almost every single day, which is so exciting to see. So, again, you can do it. We're here to help. We're gonna keep being here to help you out. We're not going anywhere. This is solid. This is real. This is a legacy company, and it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, and if you need to reach out to have like a personal conversation or hop on a video call with any one of us, I'm sure Justin and myself for sure are available. So feel free to reach out at that point also.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love to do Zooms and show off our tools. We're extremely proud of them.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Justin. I think we'll wrap it up and see you guys in the group.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.